Hello.
Hi.
What's your name and what do you do?
Jorn Eiting van Liempt, and I'm working at the regional development company, predominantly as business developer and venture developer.
What does a venture developer and business developer
That means
do?
helping startups to develop according to a pathway and helping them set up for success.
Okay. Which kind of projects have supported in the past?
That's numerous. So I have a regular call on Thursdays that for 1 hour I do a session. Everybody can call in from the region or outside of it, and I just talk about the structure on how to get set up for success.
Did you mention it's called regional development?
Regional development. Yeah. So we are an investor for the region.
Okay.
We are publicly funded. And what we do is we try to enable transitional companies within the region that support higher aims. So that's energy transition, that's circularity, digitization, that's my personal one, life science health, and then it's food and sciences around the food.
And which kind of sectors, startups in these sectors have you seen that progress more? Is there any specific favorite sector for the region?
Not necessarily a favorite. These are actually our five main. Yeah, these are the 5 main ones, and we have per one of those transitions, we have people working on the specific topic to develop within the region. So that means connecting a lot of people, connecting entrepreneurs with institutes that can help them to set up shop or improve their business. And then the venture development part is where I particularly work in and help my colleagues, but also themselves. They will do some of the work to help those companies and startups to set up for success.
What is the scope of a regional? Does it have a minimum ticket size, maximum ticket size? Is it a scope only for the region or can also look in?
So the region, so that's an interesting one, of course, because the region here is the province of North Holland, excluding Gooi and Vechtstreek. So that's a little bit of a carve out for the regional development at Utrecht. But also it includes the MRA, so the metropolitan region of Amsterdam. And that is Lelystad and Almere also are included in that for some of the transitions. And then when it comes to the investment part, we do up from 300k up to 5 million. And we are always a co-investor, so we do maximum 50% out of a round.
Which kind of partners do you invest with?
Multiple, so we can do with any private investor. So that's VC capital particularly, but also angels or syndicates.
Do a lot of international investors invest in regional startups as well?
Yes, well, a lot. There's always also international investors that are interested. I mean, it's up to the startup where they want to find the money. But also sometimes it's strategically interesting to already have a link with investors from abroad, because that helps them also to get entry in that market.
And what are the main challenges you see the regional startups have when they start?
I think this is dominant for every startup, so no matter the region, and that's just having that a proper a proper definition of the customer. So a lot of them, they start with a solution in mind. They start developing on that solution, so they like to build. But in the end, I mean, you need to sell it to someone. So the way to go is first find a problem to solve and then develop a solution for it. And there's 95% out of all that start with development of a solution. They have an idea in mind, they found a problem themselves, or they talk to people who claim to have a problem. But they never properly challenged those people about how urgent that problem is to solve and whether they would be willing to pay for it.
How do successful startups sell and distribute their products or services?
So if you know who you're doing it for, then it's relatively easy to find them. So the hard work is first finding that problem, getting a definition from the target audience that you're looking for. Because it's actually, you're building a lead list, but you want to make sure that you build a product for a group within that lead list. So it's not a lead list in the beginning. So it's just a group of people you've been talking to. Out of that group, you found a group that has potential because they all have similarities in the problem that they're facing. So we call this early evangelist group. That's a very small group that has an exactly similar problem. They are aware of this problem. They have looked for a solution to solve that problem. They even experimented with solutions to solve that problem, and they still have money to spare. And that's another point actually. A lot of startups are tempted to give away their product for free in the beginning, just to get some traction going, but this is not traction.
I know myself.
Well, there you go. I know myself as well, so I made the same mistakes over and over.
What's the typical successful team that a startup can have?
Team, yeah, so it's a minimum of two, like Max actually said today, so he's very happy with the two. Two also can generate a little bit of a problem because making a decision that you are confronted with, then who is right? So to have a team of three is helpful, but that also comes at a cost, right? So because you dilute.
Yes. Yeah. Regarding the team, do you think if there are two founders, do you think one founder should have more equity? How much and why? When he's accepted to have more equity?
So for one, if you do a 50-50, then and you are just the two founders, then it's problematic. So actually, you want to have 51 on 49. And this is something to discuss, and of course, from a very early stage, from the beginning. And if you cannot find agreement, then probably you're gonna be in arguments at a later stage as well. So it's either the one with the idea that kicked it off, that reached out to the other, that already said, so somebody else started with it, or it's the heavyweight, or maybe sometimes you need to acknowledge that someone is way better than you are, or is better than you are. Then why not grant them the extra percent? Because I think, but this is my personal belief, you eventually as a founder are working for the company that you started. And a lot of people think they work for themselves, but you work for the company that you started. It's even formally written in all the paperwork after you started it. And I think it's super important that is sort of a personality that you start working for from day one, and you should do everything possible to have that person, so the BV or whatever, the Inc., survive.
Okay. Which challenges does the regional development find right now?
So there's a lot of initiatives that are trying to kick off entrepreneurship. But there's also a lot of, pardon my French, but crap, to be totally frank. There's a lot of entrepreneurs, so there's a lot of people who think it's a lifestyle, just a lifestyle. I think this is a problem because it's not a lifestyle. It's you need to have something in mind that you really want to make a success, and you need to stick to that sort of the problem. And not sticking by it, I don't mean like just have a core focus on it purely, because you can only focus on it purely if there's a customer audience, but you need to be intrinsically motivated to make that, get that solution out there in the world.
Which is one lesson that you would like to give to the entrepreneurs watching this?
Yeah, no, that's the basics. Talk to customers. And if you found and customers, I don't mean already starting selling. So that's actually that's maybe the lesson. Don't start selling from day one. Start asking questions and show an honest interest about the topic. If you have that honest interest, then you will get people to talk. Because people ask questions. They are interested in you, so you're tempted to give an answer. And if you are genuinely interested, people will open up, and you get a lot of information that will help you set up a business in the end.
Nice. And one ask to the viewers, one connection that you as a person or as a partner.
Yeah, please be open to be helped.
One connection?
Maybe it would be a politician that can actually remove a lot of the interference and understand that the interference is actually a problem that is holding it back, and just generating more agendas, more researches, etc. on a topic that's already been researched over and over. So one person that can move this into action.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah, pleasure, man.